Who wants to know about a naked email? Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Boker, a serial entrepreneur on a mission to help you. This show is designed to teach you, to inspire you, to motivate you to take massive action and build a future-proof business. So, whether you're just starting out or taking your existing business to the next level, this is your home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's rock your brand. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rock Your Brand Podcast. This is episode 884, and today it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, but I wanted to share with you some results from a recent episode that I talked about how to get your list to engage and how we were able to actually get over 90 replies back from a very simple email that gave us a lot of benefits. I'm not going to go through all of that here because that episode was episode 877. I had to look at my notes. 877. So you can go back and listen to that episode. I will also include it on the show notes to this episode, which is brandcreators.com/884. And the title of this email is The Naked Email Method and the Results. So what I will do here before I go into the results, and really this is going to be a small clip from one of our coffee talks that we ended up doing inside of the Rock Your Brand group. And if you guys are new and you want to be part of that group, you do have to apply. It is free, but you can head on over to brandcreators.com/RYB. Okay, again, that's brandcreators.com/RYB. And basically there, what we are doing is we are discussing brand building stuff outside of just the podcast. We do the coffee talks there as well. Any questions you have can be answered there inside of the group, inside of the community. Recently, if you missed the announcement that I made, we did close down our old TAS group of over 58,000 people. And we did it for good reason. We wanted to build a stronger community. And we're not looking at the vanity numbers. We're looking at real, true numbers of people that are actively, that's the key word there, actively building their brands. And also they're engaged in the group and helping each other. So once again, if you want to be part of our coffee talks and all of the discussion happening over there, head on over to brandcreators.com/RYB. All right. So before we jump into this little snippet here, it's about 8-9 minutes long where I go through some results after this was deployed by one of our listeners. Actually, it's actually an Academy member inside of Brand Creators Academy, but she was also on a coffee talk and heard me mention this and talk about this. And she's like, you know what, I'm going to try this thing. And she did. And she got good results. And she made a sale, actually over $150 from sending one email to a cold list, by the way. What does that mean, a cold list, Scott? It means that a list that hasn't been responding, hasn't been opening emails, or she hasn't actually sent emails to. It's another thing that we have to consider when we're building our list is we need to make sure that we're sending them things on a regular basis. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play the results here. But before I do, let me just kind of give you, again, a sense of what this framework looks like. And again, if you want to hear me go over all of the method, the strategy, the things that actually make this thing work, which is really simple, by the way, it's one email. It's basically this. We are sending an email, and this is why it's called the naked email. We're sending an email to our list with no links, 0 links. And there's a few different reasons why we're doing this. Number one, well, if the list hasn't been responding, we want to ask them a question, an open-ended question that calls specifically to the reason why they're on our list in the first place. So one of the examples would be something like, are you still interested in catching more bass? ? And then your feedback would go right after that. Okay. And again, in 877, I went through the exact email and I really gave you the template that you can copy and paste if you want to, and then just change it obviously to your niche. But really it just says, hey, I just wanted to check in with you and see what is one thing that you need help on with catching more bass. And then from there, you say, hey, hit reply to this email and let me know. I'm going to be creating some new content in the future, and I would love your feedback on this. And for anyone that does send their response, they will be automatically entered to win a free t-shirt. I love catching bass, something like that. And then from there, it just says, so let me know. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care, Scott. And then PS, next week, maybe give the date. We're going to be selecting the winner after all of the replies come through. Once again, hit reply. Let me know one thing that you want help with. Like, that's it. That's the email. Like, literally. And then what happened here next, and I'm going to have, this next clip play. So this way here, you can hear it, because I went over it on one of our coffee talks, and I broke it down, and I actually showed the screenshot of Dee's, her little screenshot inside of her email campaign. And you can see that she had over a 15% open rate, which is crazy, and sold something. So anyway, I'm going to play that right now, and then we'll wrap this up. But really, really think about your email list. If you don't have one, why you should be building one. But also, if you do have one, I don't care if it's 100 people or less, you still should use this method. All right, so let's listen in. So let's talk about this naked email. Who wants to know about a naked email? I mean, that's a heck of a headline too. So I might have to try that one and use it. So here's the backstory. Let's see. It was probably about a week and a half ago. I forget when it was. I came on here, did a coffee talk, and I basically broke down an email that we wrote as a case study for our Brand Creators Academy. Okay. And we basically just wanted to do it as a test, right? And that email was basically us covering a few different areas. We were sending the email to our list with no links in it. Okay. 0 links. That's where the nakedness comes from, right? Because a lot of times email will have, they'll have links in it, right? And when they have links in it, it does a couple of things. Number one, it could flag as a spam email, and so it won't get delivered to the inbox. So what we want to do after our list is kind of established, we want to send this email, number one, with no links, because then it will get through any spam traps. Okay. So number one, that lets us know a little bit more on the deliverability. Okay. Number two, the other reason why is because we want to get feedback. We want to get feedback from our list. We want to ask them their questions, right? And it's a very, very, very simple email. And I'm going to link that up in the Rock Your Brand Facebook group. I will drop the link in the comments here, and then also I will post it. All right. So this way here, you guys can go back and watch that. I actually show you the email. I'll show you the breakdown. But the cool thing about this was we had over 90 replies from that email. So 90 replies, meaning people typed to us telling us their biggest problems, because part of that email was asking them, hey, what are you stuck with? Right. What are you stuck with right now catching more bass? Like, that was it, right? Very simple email. And we had over 90 replies. Now, what does that do? It does a lot. Number one, we basically got a lot of intel. So now we know a lot of content that we can write about, or that we can show up on video, maybe do a Facebook Live, whatever. We can communicate now to what the audience wants, right? What they need. That's huge, right? So over 90 replies. I wasn't expecting that. I was hoping to get 20, right? Hoping to get 20. We got well over that. I was just blown away. We actually recorded that inside the Academy. So Academy members that are on here, if you guys haven't watched that yet, you might want to go back and watch that part. It's part of our email marketing accelerator program inside of the Academy. But that was a really cool little case study. And you got to test this stuff. But what was really cool about this was I threw it out there in the coffee talk, and I said, hey, if you guys have an email list, and I don't care if it's of like 10 people, I want you to send this email and see what happens. And people did it. And actually, Dee, who I think I seen scrolling through here that she's on, but she did it. And guess what? She got a pretty good open rate, number one. And number two, guess what? She sold something. while doing this without even asking to basically buy something. Pretty cool. All right. So let me just pull this up real quick. I want to show you this. So check this out. So I'm going to see if I can read this. My eyes, I'm over 40 now, so my eyes are kind of going. It's D, and D says, so exciting. On Friday, I sent an email campaign for a blog post content, and I'm giving away a free t-shirt for the input, and I get a sale. Cool. Thanks, Scott. And it says, oh, and by the way, this is my cold list. So what she means by that is she sent this to a segment of her list who other people would have just written off. They would have said, email doesn't really, that part of the list doesn't really respond. They don't really pay attention anymore. This is how you warm up the list. And it's also how you're not asking for them to buy something directly. You're asking for them to tell you how you can help them further, right? It's not like me going like, hey, how you doing? My name's Scott. You want to buy something? You want to buy a ticket to Brand Accelerator Live? You want to buy my book? You want to buy one of these? What do you want to buy? What do you want to buy? No, I'm not saying any of that, right? And that's not what that email is designed to do. What the email is, it's supposed to be like this. Hey, it's Scott. Just wanted to check in with you, see how you're doing. If you had any questions or anything I can help you with, let me know. And maybe just let me know, what's the one thing that you're struggling with catching bass? I'm considering creating some new content in the future, and I really want to make sure that I'm delivering good value to you and everyone else in our community. And that's it. Hey, hit reply to this email and let me know. And that's the email. That's it. I mean, you can go and again, I gave you the copy in that one, but it's super, super easy and anyone can do it. And you can see that D did it, which is pretty awesome. So you can see here, she had out of 5,173 emails, she got a 15.27%. Now there's 0 clicks. Why is there 0 clicks? Because there wasn't a link in the email. That's on purpose. Okay. Now, there's other cool things that you can do with a link click, and we're not going to go into that here today. We might on a future episode, but then we can kind of like see what people are clicking on. Like if we have 2 different links going to 2 different places, or if we want to survey our list, we can do a lot of cool things with the click, because then I can see, oh, 60 people clicked here and only 2 people clicked here. I guess they're interested in that one that they clicked on, right? So that's how we can also get a little intel without them actually having to write us back. That's for another email. This is a warm-up email. This is just to see who on our list is still active. Because here's what we're going to do. After we do this, we're also going to send another one to the unopens, right? To make sure that we've reached as many people as we can. And then we might do another one. And then after that, we're going to basically, anyone that has not responded to any of our emails in the past 60 or 90 days, we're going to basically delete them off our list. We're going to archive them first, put them in a spreadsheet, so we can use them in Facebook ads and stuff like that if we want to. But we are basically just we're going to export that list, and then we're deleting them, right? And then we're taking our list that's this big and we're shrinking it down. That's going to be more, just more concentrated, more of who you really want to reach, right? Would you rather reach 1,000 people and only 100 people are listening anyway, and then you're paying for 1,000 people to reach them all the time? I don't, right? So this is a way that we can clean our list. It's also a way we can get intel in our market. And as you can see here, D made $150.60 by sending an email. Pretty good. Not bad. So I want to give kudos out to D for doing that. She's also one of our Academy members. And just everyone is just always sharing things like this in the Academy, which is really, really cool. So again, if you have not tried that, I'm going to encourage you once again. If you have a list and you're like, I don't know what to send them, I haven't sent anything to them in 3 months, send them this. There's no excuse not to send them a naked email. All right, so there you have it. Hopefully you can see with just one simple little email, you can get some really, really good feedback. I mean, let's face it, we're doing this also to listen in on our market and to see what do they need help with, what would make a good piece of content, what would make a good blog post, what would make a good video, what would make a good Facebook Live. All of these things help us help the audience or help the niche. And then that way there, we can show up as someone that is serving the niche and really delivering goodwill. And there's a whole host of other benefits, which I went over here in that episode. But I just wanted to say, listen, you don't have to overcomplicate this. Make it simple. Try this out if you have an email list. If you don't have an email list, you should start building one. And all of that stuff we discuss over on those coffee talks and inside of the Rock Your Brand private Facebook group. So if you're interested in hanging out with us and you want to apply to be part of our Rock Your Brand private Facebook group, head on over to brandcreators.com/RYB and you can get all the details there. It literally will take you probably 2 minutes, maybe even less than 2 minutes to apply. And then we will let you know if you are a good fit for the group. All right, guys. And remember, it is free. All right, guys. So that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you and I am rooting for you, but you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. And I'll see you right back here on the next episode. Now let's rock your brand.